guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. We're looking at maybe the best EZA TUR, definitely top 3. This is exactly how Dokkan can sort of like... Okay, so there's never going to be as many villain characters in the game as hero characters. That's just, like, obvious, right? Like, of course. The super characters, the heroes, the Saiyans, the Super Saiyans are much more popular. There's always going to be more of them. There are always going to be the Dokkan Fest LRs and stuff like that. Dokkan can easily make villains competitive, but they got to do shit like this right here. Fusion Zamasu, this guy's EZA is a dream. I think he's probably even better than I would have ever anticipated. This guy, when we transform into him into that first state, he becomes a Big Bad Boss's character. This guy is going to be a significant buff towards several villain teams. Zamasu's on teams such as Final Trump Card, Battle of Fate, Time Traveler, and Power of Wishes, and Worldwide Chaos. Those are all, like, bubbling, potential, crazy villain teams, right? We get a strong villain who leads any of those teams. Power of Wishes, Battle of Fate, Final Trump Card, Worldwide Chaos, and we are cooking. Although I guess LR Fusion Zamasu does lead Worldwide Chaos. Let's definitely give this god of EZAs right here a stickerooski right here, and we will see how effective he's going to be. Now, remember, we have 3 levels here. Let's go and take a look at what these look like. I know that this Zamasu had a sticker the day stickers came out, since he's always been a Dokkan Fest exclusive. Okay, I mean, it's okay. Dude, I love Rose in the back there. It's just so fire, right? Then we have this. I mean, not really that great. And then we have this. Looks pretty good with the big aura right there. Keep in mind that, some of the Dokkan Fests that they created after stickers were a thing, they made to look pretty good with stickers, right? And this is a pre-sticker Dokkan Fest. All right, let's jump in. Let's test out this, EZA Fusion Zamasu here. I'm anticipating that this guy is going to be really good. Oh my god, dude, he's got 23,000 HP. That is so good. Alright guys, so we are here in an event, so we start out with Zamasu, our boy right here. This is going to be a decent linking turn for Zamasu. We're going to get Cold Judgment from Chilai. Remember that Chilai is just, I mean, she's the god, right? Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look here. So first we'll start with Zamasu's links. Remember, his link set gets a drastic change on turn 3 when he transforms. If Zamasu starts out in slot 7, he will auto-transform. I mean, that's definitely not the greatest, because you'll lose out on a stack, but, I mean, it's not going to be the worst ever if you just completely bypass this initial form of his, right? So, Zamasu, link set, Power Bestowed by God, Cold Judgment, Prodigies, Godly Power, Dismal Future, Fear and Faith, Fierce Battle. Not the best villain link set. He's got some stuff in there, Dismal Future, Fear and Faith, and Fierce Battle, but for the most part, I just feel like a lot of those links, like, those are not really the links you're looking for with villains. Again, Fear and Faith, perhaps, Dismal Future, Godly Power, he could have with, like, LR Fusion Zamasu or something like that. But certainly not the craziest that we could get, right? Okay, Fusion Zamasu, no way he's going to one-shot Cell right there. Let's just take a look at what Zamasu's doing. So, Zamasu's super attack effect, he stacks defense. Now, one thing I want people to take special note of right here is that this is a 30% stack in base. Keep in mind that when you transform, he stacks attack and defense, which means that's going to fall to a 20% attack and offensive stack, right? So he's stacking more defense in base, which I would argue is more important than... Attack stacking is worthless on this guy. Like, I know, the final form can hit very hard, but I do think that this Zamasu would probably be even more better if he was just getting the, 30% stack rather than the 20% stack. Alright, so let's go and take a look at what his passive is right here. So Zamasu is getting 140% attack and defense at the start of turn. He gives Extreme Class Allies 2 Ki. That is a nifty little ability that they gave to Trunks and Zamasu. That just Ki that they give right there, that's awesome. We love that. Then they have 40%, Zamasu has 40% damage reduction at the start of turn. He recovers 10% HP at the start of turn, and then 20% HP at the end of turn. So that's very good. So you're going to go into the turn, he's going to heal, but that huge heal at the end of the turn is kind of nice. Now, he's not the craziest defensively in this opening form, but he should be okay. I mean, first form Cell, not this one, But, you know, the Dismal Future Red Zone stage could be bad for this Zamasu. He could take a lot of damage. Potentially even nearly one-shot. I'm sure that cell would hit him really hard. But then, you know, healing 20% HP at the end of turn, that's a significant chunk of change right there that we'd be healing. Keep in mind, this is pretty much like the ideal situation for him, right? We have support and Cold Judgment activated. He's only at 264, which is certainly not the craziest. He does have the 40% damage reduction, but, I mean, I don't want to say damage reduction is overrated, but I will say that damage reduction is overrated. I don't want to say that guard is overrated, but I'll say that guard is overrated. Those abilities are pretty much a necessity, but you have to also have big defense, man. It's like guard and damage reduction. Like, people go, oh my god, damage reduction is the strongest defensive ability. Sure, give your character 50% damage reduction, you know, that doesn't have any defense, and they're going to get washed. They're out of there instantly, right? Like, you have to have damage reduction or guard plus high defense is a huge thing. And remember, the fights are getting tougher. They're not getting weaker, right? They just dropped Dismal Future Red Zone stages where Rose, Goku Black is cell max damn near turn 1, dude. Like, it's like, you know, I'm seeing people even... I mean, I guess let me save it for the Trunks video, but people are coping over, like, Tech Trunks, and it's like, bruh, like, 500k defense ain't shit, man. Like, it's that boy is gonna get smoked. He's gonna get cooked, juiced. It's gonna be real bad for him. So, I mean, listen, I'm just telling y'all, you know, we need to have these very strong defensive abilities as content gets harder and harder and harder. That's why I like what they did with Zamasu. Now, in base, you know, he's not the craziest with the defense and stuff like that, but all you have to do is get to the second turn, and then wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, we get the little fusion. You know, this is one of the animations they've done multiple times. Obviously, the intro for LR Fusions, in LR Fusions, Zamasu looks quite a bit better, right? Okay, now we're cooking. Yep. All right, so let's take a look here. He jumps up to 472. I mean, keep in mind, this is pretty much a perfect rotation that we've got going here. And our boy is rocking Nightmare, Fuse Fighter, Big Bad Bosses, Godly Power, Dismal Future, Fear and Faith, Fierce Battle. What's the one link we'd get right there? Oh, Fear and Faith doesn't even matter, so I probably will... Well, I would put him in slot 1, but he'd get debuffed. I kind of don't... I don't want this cell potentially debuffing him. Okay, so let's go and take a look at what Zamasu does. So I mentioned this earlier, but again, now his stacking is a 20% attack and defensive stack, not 30% with that. So, you know, do want to keep that in mind. He also does great lower defense, but I mean, pointless, doesn't really matter. 2 key, 150% of stats. Extreme class allies still get 2 key, which is really nice. In particular, villain characters, right, with kind of like the wide variety of villain links that there are, villains can struggle for key pretty badly. So him just doing, like, that's not insignificant, right? Like, please think of this. How many times have you used Orange Piccolo and that key support of his is actually helpful? Like, it's good. I mean, I would prefer, you know, 2 key, 30% attack and defense, but even just 2 key is nice. Key is really helpful. Then he gets, now it's 50% damage reduction, which is very good. He gets 50% attack on super attack. He gets an additional super within the same turn after receiving an attack. He recovers 10% HP on HP's 90% or less, and then 10% HP at the end of every turn after he's been hit 5 or more times. Pretty good. He has a little bit of healing in there, which certainly can be helpful. But the damage reduction and stacking, brother, that shit is going to be so good. You know what? Let's just throw him in slot 1. Whatever. We're probably going to get super attacked and we'll lose. You know, we'll get debuffed a little bit, but I mean, it'll allow us to get bigger stacks, so we'll see him a little bit later on. Because again, remember, Zamasu gets a guaranteed additional super after he gets hit. I did give my Zamasu a little bit of dodge, you know, for a super attack like this. How much does this do? Yeah, double digits already. Oh, no, he dodged the normal. Come on, brah. 8.6, huh? Considering how tanky he is, he's supporting, and, I mean, this is multiple supers right here. I mean, that's not bad. I'm telling y'all, this guy is good. This guy is real good. Like, when we want villain buffs, I mean, we're talking about something like this for sure. Zamasu's looking at no hidden potential system additional, by the way. What the hell? I have 21 additional, so is that a 42% chance to additional, and we got that twice? Yeah, unfortunate. But, I mean, already, I mean, do we just end the showcase now? Like, yeah, guys, you've seen, like, he's busted. You know, when you're rocking 500k plus defense. I mean, even 500k defense with damage reduction against, like, Rose, you know, we're going to be getting smoked. And, you know, no matter what anyone wants to try and think or try and say, look at how difficult Rose is and understand that is not the final fight of the dismal future red zone, man. So it's like, people do not start coping for 500k defense and stuff like that. You need to be ready, because when Infinite Zamasu is doing 2.5 million damage supers a turn, and then his normals are hitting for 1 million, right? Like, we are going to need to expect excellence to beat them. Let's... Okay. Bastard is super attacking in the last slot. All right, little prick. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Let's just get to this next turn. Let's sort of see some of these stats that Fusion Zamasu's going to put up. Again, we're going to be doing a full world tour. LR Fusion Zamasu, the tech one, already greatly impressed me. And then, you know, that was, you know, without, like, all of his links activated, without a perfect partner. We now get a perfect linking partner for LR Tech Fusion Zamasu, who is going to be good literally the entire fight. He's going to be supporting, he's going to be healing. Again, he's going to have a great villain link set. Fusion Zamasu's have, you know, strong villain link set. It's just going to be really good. Like, we're just going to be in a great position now. Fusion Zamasu, certainly, without question, has strongest villain team. And it's only going to get better and better and better. All right, let's let our boy cook. Okay, so we're up to 600k now. Sure. I mean, whatever. 600k defense by itself, not really too good. Tack on 50%. 50% damage reduction. And, oh boy, we are cooking. Yeah, and this is so nice that all of our relevant links are activated with this guy, right? All of the relevant links that Fusion Zamasu has are being activated next to LR Fusion Zamasu. The only link we don't have is, again, Fear and Faith, which gives Ki, which we don't need, and then it lowers enemy defense, which is worthless, right? So neither of those effects do not matter at all whatsoever for the showcase. There's some villain characters that Ki could be useful. Hit him with some additional? We got it. Okay, nice. Oh, boy. Yeah, dude, look at this, man. You know how tanky this guy is as well? Bruh. This guy is nuts, man. Holy shit. Bro, they actually... Transforming Vegeta is like less than a month old. This guy exists. When transforming, like, it's gross. It's gross and disgusting. This is a little scary right here. If you don't mind me, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna go into Fusion Zamasu's domain real quick. We're gonna go ahead and get that bad boy activated right here. Little bit of extra worldwide chaos support is going to help out a lot. Rose would get, like, one-shotted, dude, which I'm not really too interested in having happen. Let's go ahead and hit this right there. We could get Infinite Zamasu on the other rotation next to AGL Zamasu and, you know, get that worldwide support, chaos support. Goku Black and Zamasu, remember that it's fight-dependent, but they can be okay. I mean, they're a defensive guard character that has to build up by getting hit, though. So I'm not necessarily, like, the highest on their potential prospects against, say, like Dismal Future Red Zone Rose or something like that, right? All right, so we'll get super attacked right here by Cell. I mean, there's no way Cell's just not going to super attack. And then we're going to have Infinite Zamasu just nullify that shit, which we love. Ah, nice try. Uh-oh. Oops. Too bad, dickhead. Nice, by the way. So they fixed that. So nullifications, you don't get the debuff. I wonder if you get the debuff for absorption still. Because remember, that's the thing, like, okay, like, you could take 19 and 20 against Evolution Blue Vegeta at the end of the Legendary Vegeta event. And remember, he supers you and gives you that massive defensive debuff. You'll nullify it, but you'll still get hit by the debuff from Vegeta's Blast when you absorb it. I almost want to test and see if that's still a thing. Alright, so we're at... Oh! It's turn 8. 740, you say? Man, yeah, wow. Whew. He is, like, really good. Really good. Super good. This Fusion Zamasu right here. Holy shit. It's like, man, like, I just, like, when you're rocking that level of defense with huge damage reduction, and I mean, his damage is not insignificant for what he's doing. Bruh. This Zamasu is kind of nutty. I am liking this quite a bit. Quite a bit. I'm liking this, AGL Fusion Zamasu, man. Jesus, he's looking real good. Whew. Man, some of these videos are just not going to be that bad now. Like, it's... Bro, oh my god. Now, like, Carnival LR Rose is about to come into the game, and, like, his penis is ready to be stroked, right? Like, it's like, he is going to be looking so damn good. Could we get the finishing blow with Rose right here? We have to. Remember that the bastard is stunned. Finishing blow with Rose. There's no chance we can't get the finishing blow with Rose, man. No way. No way. It's impossible to get the finishing blow with Rose. That's shittiest mechanic ever known to man, by the way. Finishing blow mechanic. All right, Rose, buddy. What do you guys think? Get your guesses in. Does he have enough power to finish the sell off? He crit. He does. We got the finishing blow buff. Nice. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What happens if I hit this right here? What happens if I do this? What happens when I hit that? Yeah. That boy, he's cooking. We love that shit. Alright, so now we transform into Corruptive Fusion. That's damn 700k. Dude, this guy is so crazy. He changes quite a bit once we transform into this state. Back when this guy was super relevant, I oftentimes wouldn't transform into him. Even probably nowadays, I probably won't transform into this guy much because, I mean, I would always repeat myself that damage is just really not as important as defense. This guy's damage is going to be so crazy. He'll lose a little bit of defense, but I guess his defense is still pretty good. Actually, I don't know because... maybe not. I mean, he does lose 20% damage reduction, but here, let's go over. I'll go over why, you know, he might not actually be that way worse defensively. So his super attack effect now becomes 100% attack, immense damage, and minus 100% enemy defense. So he's massively raising attack and massively lowering enemy defense. Although, again, lowering enemy defense is mostly worthless. Oh, the cord. Silly cord. Alright, so let's take a look at this Behemoth's passive now. So now he gets 6 ki, 300% attack, and 100% defense. So he doesn't get as much defense at the start of turn. That's relevant, I suppose, if you don't stack up a lot leading into it, right? He gets 30% damage reduction, so he loses 20%. He gets 50% attack and a high chance to crit when attacking, so now he has a high chance to crit. He launches an additional super every time he attacks 2 or more times in battle. From my experience, this only starts proccing right here. Like, any previous attacks this guy's done doesn't factor in. So, it's like, it's one of these things where if we hit a potential system additional, we'll then get that additional super. But it should carry, like, it should work like STR My too, where it's like, you know, if we, like, super... and then we have 1 stocked up for the next turn. Then we super, we get the additional, but then we start, like, we're stocking it up for next turn as well, right? Is the way I believe it should work. Then he gets 50% defense from performing a super attack for 3 turns from the start of turn. So, okay, so the first 2 rotations, that, do 50% defense on super, that's big. Now, one thing you do want to keep in mind with a character like this, that doesn't count the stacked defense, right? Like, that doesn't really count that, with the, like that defense on passive. So he's not getting, like, actually 50% of the 700,000 right here, but it's still going to be a significant defensive increase he's going to get, right? Then he disables enemy guard, worthless. And then superclass enemies and allies attack minus 10%. Now, I'm going to tell you guys this right now. The earliest you get this guy out is turn 5. You're not getting value from enemy attack being debuffed. So all this is going to be a debuff for your own superclass allies. I mean, you probably don't want to run superclass allies on the Infinite Zamasu team anyway, right? Because of, you know, again, Infinite Zamasu, but, you know, it is what it is. All right, so let's go ahead and see what we get. Again, we're at 717. We got all of our links activated. This Dokkan attack should not one-shot sell, especially if I don't give him, like the nodes and stuff like that. But this way we could, you know, I put Infinite Zamasu in slot 1 so that we could get the Worldwide Chaos support. Because remember, he, like, at least see it. Because remember, he does have to get the tech orbs. This shouldn't finish him. I guess it doesn't matter if it does finish him, because we could just see what Fusion Zamasu does next turn. Oh, it didn't even come close. Okay, perfect. 15! 50% chance to crit right here, too, by the way. Alright, so wha-bam, here, hold this. Alright, pretty good. No hidden potential system additional, even though I have full additional. Okay, sure. So we don't get the additional either. Yeah, but pretty good, pretty good. That damage is not insignificant. And again, he had a 50% chance to crit right there, too. This actually would have been better for us if this Zamasu did not double super. Alright, I mean, that's this EZA Fusion Zamasu. What a crazy unit. Uh-oh, we're in big trouble here. Yeah, we got the fraud alerts, Cooler and Rose. That's GG. Remember that Cooler sucks. We can't, oh my god, dude, we're dead. This is my penance for bringing shitty Rose and shitty Cooler. Pretty sure we're dead. I don't know. Let's see. Chilai obviously has to dodge, but yeah. I mean, these guys aren't really that super good. I mean, if you make the focal, if they're the focal point of the team and they get to stack up and stuff like that, but that's the thing about, like, this Cooler and, like, STR Rose and those types of, like, they're floating characters, right? Like, that's the way you're going to use them. That's okay, though. We saw what we needed to see from Fusion Zamasu. So once Zamasu goes into that final form of his, I guess, I mean, I don't know, the half-corrupt version, he loses out on the support that he gives to extreme class allies. I need to make that Cooler full dodge, by the way. I need to remember to do that. That Cooler, I mean, he's ass nowadays, right? Like, you got to get that boy to dodge. That's what he needs to do. Dodge it. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. And then, of course, Zamasu also loses out on the healing as well. Look at that. I was hating on Goku Black and Cooler, and Chilai actually failed us. That's okay. Chilai can fail us. I mean, we were already done with the showcase anyway with Zamasu. She can fail us now, so that way she could cook when we're doing, like, the Omega fight and the Goku Black Red Zone stage and stuff like that. Alright, this is True Power of a God, Zamasu. His leader skill is Realm of Gods, category key 3 and 170% of stats, or Extreme Class 3 key and 130% to stats. Zamasu's super attack is the Heavenly Arrow, which stacks defense by 30%, does immense damage to the enemy, and then greatly lowers enemy defense. His passive skill, Indignation, gives him 140% attack and defense at the start of turn. He gives Extreme Class allies 2 key. He reduces damage received by 40%. He recovers 10% HP at the start of turn, and then he recovers 20% HP at the end of the turn. And then he does a Patara Fusion when conditions are met. That is his transformation, which he will do starting from the 3rd turn from the start of battle. So if Zamasu starts in slot 7, he will auto-transform into Fusion Zamasu. His link set is Power Bestowed by God, Cold Judgment, Prodigies, Godly Power, Dismal Future, Fear and Faith, and Fierce Battle. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know, maybe potentially, like, against, like, the first form Cell Red Zone, like, you would want Zamasu in, like, slot 7 or something like that, I guess, right? 12 key multiplier is, of course, 150%. And then Zamasu is on several category teams that could help out quite a bit. So we, of course, are on the Realm of Gods category. This is getting buffs, which it needed. We're also over here on the Patara category. Again, kind of like a smaller niche category that does need help as well. Then he's also on the Future category team, which is fine, sure. You know, buffs for Future, we need that. Then Zamasu's on Time Travelers. Dude, Time Travelers, I mean, it's going to be disgusting after this. I mean, it already is, but we're gonna get like some crazy, like, I don't know who the Dokkan Fest is gonna be, or Carnival Leader or something like that. Imagine if like LR Rose is like a 200% to like Time Travelers, like how disgusting it's gonna be. I don't know, man. Like, it's this is a team to look out for, man. It's Time Travelers. I'm telling you, it's there's too much, right? Like, you understand, if Time Travelers is a 200% team, I mean, all the heroes characters on Time Travelers basically as well. Like, it becomes nasty. That's really big. Then he's on Transformation Boost as well. So he's on Kale's team. He gets the support from Frost. Transformation Boost can be a very strong villain team, so that's good. Zamasu's also on Final Trump card, which has a lot of very strong villains as well. That could also be a strong villain team. Zamasu's also on Exploding Rage, which it is crazy to look at the amount of buffs Exploding Rage has gotten, man. Just crazy, the amount of characters that have released over about the last year. Strong, powerful characters, right? Then Zamasu's also on the Gifted Warrior category team. Sure. Then Zamasu's down here on Worldwide Chaos. This is, I mean, I guess, yep, Worldwide Chaos, very strong team. Then Zamasu is also on Battle of Fate as well. This is another team. You get a strong villain leader to lead Battle of Fate. You can make a nasty Battle of Fate because, you know, Omega, Full Power Frieza, Perfect Cell, Kid Buu, right? All, like, Demon King Piccolo, like, all of the big villains are on this. So Battle of Fate is a nasty villain team for sure. Then, of course, he's also on the Fuse Fighter category team. Always nice to get more options of that. And then finally, Power Wishes, yet another strong villain team. So that's why, like, this Zamasu being just as kick-ass as he is, it does matter quite a bit because he's on so many relevant, important villain teams, right? So again, we could transform into Fusion Zamasu. This is going to be, you know, basically, it depends on if he starts out in turn 1, turn 3, he will transform, or if you float him off, it'll be turn 4, he'll transform. If he starts out in turn 2, he'll transform on turn 4, or if you float him off, turn 5. And then if he's in slot 7, he'll just auto-transform on turn 3. You could get this guy out on turn 3 with no other conditions, though, which is really good. Super attack changes, passive changes, he gains an active skill transformation, and then some of his link set changes as well. His super attack becomes the Lightning of Absolution, which stacks attack and defense by 20%, does immense damage to the enemy, and then greatly lowers enemy defense. His passive skill, Power of Light, gives him 2 ki and 150% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then he gives Extreme Class Allies 2 ki. Then he gets 50% damage reduction at the start of turn. He gets 50% attack when performing a super attack. He gets a guaranteed additional super within the same turn after receiving an attack. Then he recovers 10% HP when HP is 90% or less. And he recovers 10% HP at the end of every turn in which he receives 5 or more attacks in battle. So yeah, I mean, he's got support, he has huge defense, he could do decent damage for the level of stuff he's doing, he has the heals, I mean, this guy's just doing a lot. And then, of course, I mean, you know, when we start talking about his links, I mean, how well he's going to link with some of the other villain characters, I mean, this is just tremendous, right? So he has his active skill, Monstrous God, which you could do just literally on the next, any turn after the first turn you transform into this, you could do that. And then that will just transform him into his final phase, right? I mean, it is kind of the half-corrupt Fusion Zamasu, although Dokkan doesn't give them the name half-corrupt Fusion Zamasu, right? Only game that doesn't do it, by the way. And then, it's also the only game where that actually even matters, too. Like, Xenoverse 2, his name doesn't matter. Legends, his name doesn't matter. Only in Dokkan does his name actually matter, and that's the one game where he's not half-corrupt, right? His link set is Nightmare, Fuse Fighter, Big Bad Bosses, Godly Power, Dismal Future, Fear and Faith, Fierce Battle. So, I mean, Big Bad Bosses, Nightmare, Fear and Faith, kind of like, sort of like the main type of villain links that he's got. So that is decent right there, including the big one, by the way, the best link in the game, Big Bad Bosses. So again, you could then transform with the active skill into the, you know, half-corrupt Fusion Zamasu. Literally at any point in any turn, you could choose when to do it. Active skill transformations are always good because you could choose when you want to do it, right? So his super attack changes and his passive changes. I believe his links do not change from his Fusion Zamasu states, right? So now his super attack becomes the Divine Hammer, which massively raises attack for 1 turn. That's 100% attack buff. Does immense damage to the enemy, and then massively lowers enemy defense. That's a 100% defensive debuff. His passive skill is Eternally Untainted World. He gets 6 ki, 300% attack, and 100% defense at the start of turn. He reduces damage received by 30% at the start of turn. He gets 50% attack and a 50% chance to crit when attacking. He gets a guaranteed additional super every time he does 2 attacks in battle. And then he gets 50% defense when performing a super attack for the first 3 turns from the start of turn. And he disables enemy guard, and then he lowers superclass enemies and allies attack by 10%. That is only going to function as a debuff to your superclass allies. You are not ever getting value out of debuffing attack on turn 5, which is the earliest you could get this guy out. You're just not getting value on that turn from that. The only place, perhaps, would be, I guess, against, like, Tech Omega. Well, no, because he's extreme. Yeah, there's just no value from that whatsoever. Disable enemy guard is okay. I guess you're attacking, like, a tech enemy. The additionals are fine. I don't know. I really have been quite impressed. I figured this guy seems like he's going to be very strong defensively. Like, he's not sort of, like, underwhelming or insignificant at all. I'm just very impressed with all phases of this Zamasu. Even in base, the healing, I think that he's really not that crazy in base. Still has defense, still has damage reduction, though. But the healing at the end of the turn, it's a pretty significant heal. 20% HP could be very good. This guy overall is just very powerful. I'd say there's a very good chance that this guy is going to end up my #1 EZA TUR. He's just exactly what the doctor ordered. Let me go pull up the Goresh tweet where he said, please don't fumble EGL Zamasu. It's very important, right? Let me pull up my thoughts where I've said, like, everyone was on board with this. We knew that it was pretty important, right? Superclass characters, we're going to get an infinite avalanche of good superclass characters. You know, people don't want to hear it. Trunks fans don't want to hear it, but they can fumble Trunks. Who cares? But, like, they fumble this guy, and it's a big oof. But they did not fumble him. He looks really, really good. So, let me know what you guys think of EZA Fusion Zamasu. He is a bad, bad man. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.